Welcome to the Thrive with Omu podcast, where each week I'll chat with an amazing entrepreneur on their growth journey. They'll be sharing this with us to help and encourage us to take that bold step. Hello everyone, I'm back and today I have this amazing guest. Her name is Kollin. Kollin, it's so nice to have you on my podcast today. Thank you for honoring my invitation.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I was just telling you that I got a new puppy, so it's been really exciting. But yeah, how have you been?
Right. And what's your puppy? He, she?
It's a she. Her name is Winnie, and she is so adorable. She's my first dog. I grew up with dogs. My parents had dogs, but she is my baby.
Nice. Okay, so do you want to tell our listeners a little bit about Kollin?
Yeah. So hello, my name is Kollin. I am, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say. I'm an entrepreneur. I own a marketing agency. We've had the agency running for about 5 years now, and it's going really well, which is very exciting. We're looking to definitely scale closer to 7 figures this year, which is very, very exciting, like I said. And then a little bit about me. I'm from Ohio, I'm from the Midwest, and I've always had big dreams, moved to the city, moved abroad. I lived in Taiwan for a year. And ever since I have traveled abroad, I've literally been obsessed with it. So one of the things that everyone knows about me is that I'm just obsessed with traveling. I'm always trying to go on a trip somewhere. And then I've started diving deeper into my wellness journey as well.
Awesome. So Kollin, if you noticed, Kollin said, I don't know where to start. That's because Kollin is a woman of many parts. So maybe we should peel the layers.
Yeah.
I know about your PR. I know there's a bit about wellness. I know there's a bit about travel. Do you want to let us into that space?
Yeah. Into the PR space or into the travel space?
Let's start with the travel. That sounds very exciting. I love traveling.
Oh yeah. No, oh my gosh. When I was 12, I was a people-to-people student ambassador. And I went to Australia with like 20 or 22 kids without my parents. And we only had chaperones. So I feel like that's kind of where it all began. And then I went backpacking through Nicaragua and Costa Rica for 2 weeks with a girlfriend when I was in college. It was funny because we're like, let's go on a trip. And, my mind always goes to the basic trips, not basic, sorry. Like the commercialized trips, everyone wants to go to Cancun. Everyone wants to go to, Hilton Head or whatever it is. And so I was like, let's go to Cancun because I didn't really know too much. And she was like, no, we're going to do this a fun way. We're going to go backpacking through Nicaragua and Costa Rica for 2 weeks. And I was like, wait, what? So that was really crazy, but she spoke Spanish, which really helped with everything. And yeah, that was a great trip. I actually ended up getting everything stolen from me. Yeah, it was crazy. I was at a bar and I had put my stuff down and I had just not watched it. Like my purse, my backpack was back in our hostel, but I put my purse down and my camera, my phone, my wallet that had my cash and some cash and like my credit cards and my ID and everything. Everything got stolen except for my passport, which was back at the hostel, and my backpack, all of my clothes. So it was very crazy. And we were only like maybe 5 days in or something like that. So we still had a while to go. But, thankfully I was with my girlfriend, so she was able to kind of help me through everything. And then I ended up getting my passport stolen,
Oh
like
my goodness.
3 days before we were supposed to leave. And I was I was a wreck, but this was my first time outside of the country as an adult, and I just was not responsible. I just was not paying attention. And so, yeah, that was that. And then, yeah, so ever since then, I've been honestly traveling. I finished college. I moved to Taiwan. I was teaching English. After that, I went backpacking through with my boyfriend at the time for 4 months. We went all through Southeast Asia, like 5 or so countries. Came back, and yeah, then I've just done little things here and there, little like travels here and there.
So how did we go from the adventurous traveling Kollin
Mhm.
to the PR guru?
Yeah. Well, I think that I've always wanted to own my own marketing agency. When I was living in Taiwan, I was travel blogging. And so I kind of got a taste of owning a business that way, because I would pitch to travel companies. And I got my I'm advanced certified in scuba diving. I basically got that for free because I pitched myself, and I was like, I'm a travel blogger. We can, take photos. I can write articles for you guys. And yeah, so I got some free dives with that. Um, when I came back to the States, I had a door-to-door sales job where I was literally outside going door to door trying to sell T-Mobile services. And that had a leadership component to it. But then I got a job with a marketing agency that was a travel marketing agency. So I was like, this is perfect. Like, travel marketing makes sense. And basically, like, I loved it, but I didn't like my boss. My boss was she wasn't the best. And I have had, you know, adults in the past that were supposed to be leaders and supposed to be there for me not be good leaders, not be good. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you get bullied, and then like the adults like don't do anything about it. So I didn't really respect her because she treated people um, not very well, and we ended up parting ways. And then from there, I started freelancing and started working for myself. Saw my boss, how he ran his business, which is very well, but I was like, okay, wait, I can totally do this with my sales background, my marketing background, and just the confidence in myself. So I just decided to start my business, and here we are 5 years later.
I think in all of that, the confidence is really key because how you
Yeah,
feel about yourself and what you say to yourself is very important. So
totally.
tell us about this not so new venture, because it's not new, it's about 5 years, isn't it?
Yeah. No, yeah, confidence is huge. And it's definitely led me to a lot of things in my life, whether it be travel or work. But yeah, so the venture right now, we are growing our team, growing our client base, and we solely work with travel and hospitality clients. Travel and hospitality. Who would have thought? And also wellness. And I decided to do that because I want myself and my team to enjoy the clients that we're working with, enjoy the work that we're producing, so that we provide the absolute best results possible. And yeah, that's basically where we're at. We're just growing and learning also along the way. This industry is not easy. I'm part of a lot of different marketing groups for women or entrepreneurs in general, and it's a tough industry. I think everyone wants to do marketing, but they may not have like the expertise or the experience behind it.
Yeah, but when you're marketing in that space, do you have like a particular sort of clients you deal with, or do you have
Mhm.
like a set criteria for the clients that you deal with?
So yeah, we niche in the hospitality and wellness. So like wellness, for example, are med spas or probiotic products or anything that has to do with your mind, body, and improving your life. So, the med spas, there's some med spas that focus more on aesthetics, and then there's some med spas that focus more on the wellness side of things. You're getting a blood panel, kind of diagnosing, what could be potentially wrong if you have certain symptoms. And then obviously hospitality is more travel, so like hotels, restaurants, things like that. So that's who we mostly target with. Now we've worked with all kinds of different companies. We've worked with roofing companies and house. I mean, pretty much every industry we've worked with, and that's why we decided to narrow down. Because if you're kind of all over the place, it's hard
Yeah.
to grow the company and scale and yeah. And plus, again, we like travel and hospitality and wellness and all of that jazz.
Okay, so I mean, it sounds really nice, and for me that likes traveling, it sounds really fun. But we all know that it never comes without its own challenges. Success
Oh yeah.
doesn't just come on a platter of gold. We know that. I mean, there's some days you feel like, why did I start this? And then obviously there's some rough points. I do know there was a year that particularly smiled at you. We're going to get back to that. But what are the challenges that you faced generally?
Oh man. What challenge do we not face is the real question, right? Because it's so complex. It's as an entrepreneur, things you see everything. You have every challenge. If you're not things are going well with the team, then there's something that we got to work on with the clients or vice versa. Or, trying to figure out the best way to set up processes in the back end for your company. Um, it's a lot of tangible things, but it can also be a lot of intangible things, as in like myself, my mindset, how am I feeling today? Making sure that you take your emotions out of business decisions. I've had to let people go that I didn't necessarily want to, but if they're not right for the company, then you have to make that decision. And even
Some tough.
clients, yeah, and even clients too. Not every client, we don't work well with every client in terms of just some clients aren't used to working with agencies and they want to treat you like an employee and have you do all the things. But you
Mhm.
know you only hire us to do certain things and we only offer certain services. um so it's a there's a lot of challenges. One of our most recent challenges was not overextending ourselves and so I guess like setting boundaries was a big thing
Yeah.
because I want our clients to be the most successful. So I would go above and beyond in the time that I gave to the client, the kind of work that we did. Maybe our contract only offered three things, but I was like, I'll do this extra thing for you because I like you, and sometimes you have to do that, but then there comes a point where the client then thinks that you're just going to do everything for them, and if you don't, you're conditioning them to allow that. So boundaries was a really big thing. And I think that a lot of people struggle with that.
Yes, I can tell you that for free. A lot of entrepreneurs struggle with setting boundaries,
Yeah.
certainly. That's struggle. That's a major struggle. So tell us about that fantastic year you had in your
The fantastic,
business.
uh,
Yeah, a very good year that had a good turnover.
oh, this past year, we had the best year that we've ever had last year. And it honestly, it was, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about it. I mean, it was just a fantastic year. We grew our team, we grew our client base, we were delivering results for our clients consistently. And, we put more processes in place in the back end, and we learned a lot, both tangibly and intangibly. I think is that a word, intangibly? I think that's the word. um, and yeah, so we got ourselves well over six figures for the year.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. Six figures is like this like key term right now everywhere. It's like build your business to six figures. It's like, okay, we did it. We did well over that this year. So that was really fun. And that's why this year I'm working
You're pushing
towards
to 7.
what?
You're pushing to 7.
Yeah, pushing to seven. Well, it's crazy because I got a taste of it, and I saw how not easy it was, but I saw how if I can put certain things in place and have these results come in consistently for the business, we could easily get to seven figures. Now, again, I'm saying this and it's like the world can change, and your business can change the drop of a hat, but it's given me that push and that encouragement, knowing that I I know that I can do it. So I'm very excited to get there. But no, last year was incredible. And last year was great also for me in a way because, I started this business to have freedom, and I I was able to go backpacking through Peru for a month, and I was able to do that while working. And for me, that was great because it was a way I showed myself that, hey, you worked hard to get to this point, and you're steady enough to hire out, have people take care of, issues. I was still having calls, I was still doing work, but I was traveling like for a whole month in Peru, and I had never been there before. So it was really cool. Last year was a really great year for us.
That's very good. So I would really want to know, I would really want to learn, what is it exactly you do for your clients?
Yeah. So digital marketing agency, we offer social media, email marketing, SEO, PR, and ads. We can also help with website, basically full service. Anything that we can't do, we know someone that can do it for us. So yeah, we help businesses grow their revenue through the digital marketing services that we offer, which is everything that I just said. So for instance, we worked with a med spa last year, and they got to $1 million with our help. Yeah. And all we did organic social media, email marketing, and we helped a little bit with SEO with like Google My Business. But the social media and developing the brand, that really, I think, helped their company. It was great.
Aw- Awesome. So do you deal with companies like marketing a whole company or doing PR for a whole company, or do you take on projects like marketing this project or marketing that project? Or
Um, I think that I guess it would depend if you're trying to do a campaign, but it'll be an ongoing campaign. We can work on that project. But mostly we've been just doing marketing for companies themselves. So for instance, like if Nike reaches out to us and they're like, hey, we're run this campaign. We've seen you work, we want to work with you. And it makes sense for us to work with them, like for both parties. Of course, we will work with them. But I mean, if it's just like a small project, not really. We help people with their websites, and that can be kind of more projects. But I mean, mostly it's the services that we offer. It's best to do it ongoing and for the company like itself.
So, I'm all for living my best life. And it sounds to me like you really are living your best life.
Trying.
You
Yeah,
don't
I
sound
mean,
like you're trying.
no, I
I
mean,
wish I could leave my company for 1 month and go off to Peru.
yeah, I know. And thank you. I mean, seriously, I have to remind myself sometimes of how beautiful of a life that I'm living and how like I worked on getting myself there, and my life is beautiful. It really is, but we all have our challenges at the same time. But thank you. I mean, I do. I am trying. I have big goals. So in my mind, I'm like, I am living my best life, but I want so much more. But I do. I have to thank you. Yes.
Now, before I let you go, you said something, and that's what a lot of my listeners like to hear. You worked on yourself. You worked hard to get to where you are now. And working hard is a word that I'm very careful not to use because it's one of those words that put me on the spot for a long time, because in my head, my brain registered working hard as physical work,
Yeah.
so I felt I had to be worn out, tired, stressed, all the signs of hard work to be able to succeed. Obviously, I've come to learn that it's not necessarily the physical, work and all that. So what are the top 3 things you would say that you did to get to the point where you are today?
Mm. Uh, so reading books has really helped me.
I love that you said that.
Yeah, but well, and the reason why I say books is because I've had to teach myself a lot of the things that uh I don't even, it's like experiences help you so much, right? And in books, they can kind of not tell you what to do and serve it to you on a silver platter, but they can help guide you. It's like a mentor without having a mentor. I've never really had a mentor, and I didn't grow up with a lot of people that like knew about business and ran businesses themselves. So books have really helped me learn so much um, about mindset, about, how important discipline is, and things like that. So I would say that has definitely helped me get to where I am. I think being honest with myself has helped me get to where I am also. Because when you're honest with yourself, you're not trying to hide, you stop trying to hide things and push things down. And you can come to a realization that, I'm not perfect. And these are the things that I need to improve. And then once you start improving yourself, you see it in your business also. Um, I was horrible with routine. I'm still bad at routine, but routine can help you get to a point in your life and in your business that if you were so sporadic and you didn't have routine, that wouldn't help you as much. So I think being real with myself definitely helped a lot. And then let me think. I I think also surrounding myself with people that encourage me and help me get to the place that I want to be. Some of them may not have the exact answers to all of my problems and challenges, but even them just being there and being like, I see you, you're doing great, sweetie. And, reminders like what you just did. You're like, you're living your best life. And right now I'm like, am I? But, you know, but
Yeah.
it's, but it's a good reminder of shit, I have a really great life. Like, let's keep it going. I think that all of that's really important. Good support system, books, and just be real with yourself.
Yeah, I like that you said, you first said you're honest with yourself, you're real with yourself, and then you were quick to point out that routine is important, even though you're not good at it. So it's important to know that routine is important. It's also important to know where you're at in terms of having a routine. That way you're able to work towards it. So that's really, really positive. Because if you didn't know, then you didn't know. So you're not even working towards it and you're not doing any improvement in that area of your life. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm super honest with myself. Half the reason I got the dog was to help me get in a good routine.
It sure has put you on your toes.
Yeah. Yeah. And it does, because I have to take care of this other living thing. So it's like I have to get things done at certain times, because it's like I know when she wakes up, I got to take her out, I got to feed her at a certain point. I can't go and do all of these things that I could do before, but it's almost good because it's keeping me in a good routine. If I want to get fit, if I want to grow my business, I have to do certain things to do it, but now I have to do it at certain times.
Absolutely. That's a good one. I actually never thought of it like that. So that's very good. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what would you be your parting words for people who are listening to you, who are looking to either go backpacking or looking to start their own business and they're a little confused, or maybe take a trip to Taiwan? I wouldn't mind that myself. What would be one advice you'd give them?
I think that a really great thing that I'm good at is like once I make up my mind on something, I do it. And there's no hesitation. It's like, okay, let's go. And then I don't stop until I get there. There's going to be so many challenges in your business, but you have to keep going. You can't just stop. You can't quit. Challenges are inevitable. So my advice with that side is just do it. Just start the business, make a plan, and go. Don't overthink
So
things.
just
God,
don't overthink.
I am such an overthinker. Oh my Lord. But
You don't
the minute
strike me as one.
I do or I don't.
You don't strike me as an overthinker.
Oh man. Ooh. Listen, we're gonna have coffee one day and we're gonna and then for people that want to travel, I mean, same thing, honestly. It's the fear that holds people back. But there's nothing to fear. When you work on yourself, then you start getting that confidence and you start being like, hell yeah, if they can do it, I can do it. That's literally been my motto for like basically my whole life. And I think that, if you want to start a business, if you want to go backpacking, just make up your mind and start working towards it and just go.
Awesome. Amazing. Thank you so much, Kollin. It's been amazing having you on this show. Thank you. I thoroughly enjoyed my show.
Me too. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, guys, so that was Kollin. And if you want to see her pretty face, make sure you go to the YouTube video and watch it. Otherwise, you can listen on the podcast. Thank you. See you guys next week. I'm out. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Thrive with Omu podcast. This is your host, Omu Obilo.